Hey folks, Professor Blowers here again to walk you through Grader 2 on Microsoft Word. Let's have a look first at the instructions right here. Letter and resume is what we're working on today. We're working with an application letter and a resume. So we have to create a table, add text, and format the tables. We'll be inserting text from a file, change and reorganize that text, find and replace, which is one of the handiest features in Word, and we'll use some proofing tools. So a lot to do. And I do see some blue down here, which means we will be typing something. So first order of business, let's have a look at our file. Here it is right here. Go ahead and click Enable Editing. Great, William Franklin, working on a resume. How'd you know Word? So there's some really great suggestions built in. Not now. I've got a fine resume, thank you. But if ever I want resume suggestions, here's where I'll go. So, moving on, we're going to insert a footer, step number 2, and let's go ahead and mark step number 1 as we've completed it. And note as I work in Word, we've got Word instructions in Word, a Word document that we're working on as well. So pay attention to how I interact with Word if you're curious. So adding the file name to the footer, we'll go to the Insert tab, and over here in the header footer group, I do see the footer button. Let's click it and then select the drop down which says Edit Footer. Perfect. And again, we've got the header footer tab up at the top. In the Insert group, click the Document Info button, and we need the file name down there, right? And here it is, as intended. Let's see if there's anything else we need to do for this step. Ooh, yeah, a lot to do. That was just the first order of business. We need to make sure that rulers and formatting marks display. So throw back to last week. So we can click out of there. I double clicked to do that. We'll go to View, and the ruler is showing, but that's how you do that. And it also was asking for the formatting marks. And it should be quite obvious for me. Anyways, they're in the way, and you see these paragraph symbols. You go to the Home tab in the paragraph group. This is how you toggle on and off the paragraph marks. All right. So moving on, and again, the dots are spaces. Just a reminder on that one as well. Okay. So we've done that. We've gone through page 1. Click in the blank paragraph below the letterhead. Enter twice. We're going to insert the current date. All right. So go right here. 1, 2, and let's go ahead and insert a date into Word. I'm excited. And as with everything, let's go to the Insert tab in Word, which is how you put in a lot of illustrations, add-ins, media. It's actually my favorite tab. What you want to do, though, is go to the, you're looking for date and time. It's in the text group, Insert tab, text group. Click on date and time. And the one we want is the third one right here, and that's the date today, February 24th, 2020. The date, well, I believe it was yesterday, the 23rd was the date of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Just to put a historical marker to our assignment, press enter, and there is the date. All right, what else do we need to do? So we've inserted the date, enter 2 more times, and type Ms. Mary Walker Hulsman, comma, director. All right. MS Mary. I'm going to have another look right here. So bear with me a second. As we type Ms. Mary Walker dash HUELSMAN, comma, space, capital D for director. Press enter, capital F for Fort, space, Port, Port, space, Community, space, capital C, College, Career Center. Press enter. The address is 2745 Oakland Avenue. Press enter. Saint, period, space, capital P for Petersburg, comma, or space, comma, space, FL, space, 33713. Perfect. And then once you're here, go ahead and select the first of those 3 as I've done. and we'll make our way to the Home tab. So let's see here. With those three selected, click the Home tab in the paragraph group, this button right here, paragraph settings, select it, and we're going to change after down here under spacing. We're going to change that down to 0. Alright, that's all we'll do here. Go ahead and press OK, and notice how that gives us a bit more room in the rest of the document as it squishes the text right there. Alright, perfect. And we can say that we have earned all 8 of those points. We are well on our way. We are certainly on to step number 3. So click in the blank paragraph below the inside address. Alright, so blank paragraph just below. That'd be right in here. And let's start writing our letter. And so what we'll do is we'll address this letter by saying, Dear Ms. Walker dash H, I don't know how to pronounce that, Hulsman, U-E-L-S-M-A-N, and go ahead and press enter. And we'll go to the insert tab because we have a pre-written letter. All right, let's imagine that we had somebody write a letter for us, and that's what we're doing here. On behalf of William Franklin to Ms. Mary Walker Hulsman. A letter's been written, so go to the Insert tab. Over in the text group, click the Object button, and, click the drop-down next to the Object button. We'll insert text from File, navigate to the Downloads, go to Word 2G Letter and Resume, and would you look at that? It says letter text. Click Insert. And William Franklin has sincerely written this letter, and here is the body of the letter, or email, if you will, in a different world, right? So we're doing some really exciting stuff. Just so you know, this is what we are working towards. This is the solution file, or the final result of our project. So we still have some work to do. Let's jump to the project here. And for 7 points, we've completed step number 3. I'll highlight it. We've completed it. 15 points in. We'll press Control plus Home or Command plus Home. If you're on a Mac, things will look a bit or a lot different. So just be aware of that as you move on. So back to our file. Go here. And let's see what happens when we press Control plus Home. And it brings us to the top of the document. In Excel, that would bring you to cell A1. In Word, it brings you to the top of the document. And after doing this, what you want to do is on the Review tab, Proofing Group, open the editor pane. Interesting. So up at the top, let's have a quick look. It says Review tab, Proofing Group. All right, here's Review. Clicked on View, I was close. Proofing Group, that's over on the left-hand side. Did it want spelling and grammar? What did it want from here? Let's have a quick look again. Click Editor, click Editor to open the editor pane. Well, let's have a look around. And note, it may look different. Even if you're on a Mac, it might not look the same as mine. Alright, so for me, it says spelling and grammar. For yours, it may say editor. Alright, either way, at the top of the document, click on spelling and grammar right here, and that'll open up the editor on the side, interestingly enough. Curious, let me know if you have the same issue as well. And then that opens that up over here so you can check and see all sorts of grammatical and spelling issues that you've made, because you definitely don't want a spelling mistake like this on a letter to Ms. Walker Hulsman. That's for sure. So let's go through and proofread ourselves. And so website, let's select the correct spelling, and all you need to do is just click it. It'll go on to the next one. This is the incorrect spelling. It would be would, spelled as such. Click that. Format has one too many R's. I'll click that to change it. Would, another misspelling. All right. Good thing we proofread this. This one right here, yeah. Grammatically, I don't think we need that comma there. Let's get it out. Okay, so here's another one. And here's where it's an acronym. All right. So what would you do? So let's forget about it. We'll keep the acronym as is, and that's the last one. So we can go ahead and X out of there, scroll up and review our document and make sure that the changes were indeed made. And they were. That's excellent. So what we can do is we can either click right here, but let's just say we were at the bottom of the document. I'll just click in right there, press Control Home, and that'll take you none other than the top of the document right here, which is where we want to be. So let's see here. We took appropriate for each flagged item, appropriate action. Word proofing has been completed for 4 points. So what we'll do is replace all instances of posting with listing. That would be find and replace. That's a really fun one. Posting with listing. Alright, so let me look around. This seems like a reasonable place to find it. Of course, for find and replace. Pardon my word pun. Let's go to the Home tab, alright? So after we've clicked Control Home, leave review, click the Home tab up at the top. Over in the editing group, you're going to look for the replace button right here, or handy shortcut, press Control H. Click there. What we'll do is we're going to find every instance of posting, and don't capitalize it, we'll replace it with listing. Excellent. And I do believe it wants us to replace all. Let's have a quick look. Replace all instances, that is right. So back here, we will go ahead and replace all. 3 replacements, click OK. We can close out of there, go back to our instructions, mark that we're done with this. 5 points, on to step number 6. So we're going to use the thesaurus pane. This is a fun one. So this job description, we're going to change specific to explicit. Alright, so I'll do a Control F to look for specific. There it is right there. Specifically and specific. Though right here, specific. So what we'll do is we need to use the thesaurus, which is one of my favorite tools here in PowerPoint. This is Word. There's a few ways to get there. You've got synonyms, which is one of my favorite ways to access synonyms and the thesaurus. So you can access it right here. And so click in, that opens up this panel over to the right hand side, and the word we're going to change it to is explicit, and that is right in here. I clicked it, and where did it go? Ran off and it didn't even make the change. Hang on a second. I'll click X out of there. We're going to do this, we'll do this by the book. So press rewind, and I made a pretty common mistake. So what you want to do is after selecting specific, right click and go to synonyms, go down to thesaurus. There's the word explicit. That's the quick way if you just want to click it there, but here's the thesaurus tab. I clicked right in here. Don't do that. Click this drop down here, go to insert, and that'll replace it. That's kind of the more manual way to do this, alright? And so the next word that we're going to replace, there's the final document, is credentials to qualifications. Credentials, let's look for it right here. So again, select it. I just double click over the word, right click up to synonyms, over to thesaurus, click that. And the word we're looking for is qualifications. That is all the way down here. And notice the different categories. Identifications, qualifications, diplomas, various synonyms. You can scroll down here as well. But qualifications is the one. Drop down, insert, and we've got it in our document right here. So now as we go back to the instructions, we've got 6 points. And we're doing great. I currently live in Tampa. Not a true statement, though I could use the warmth right now. Sounds great. We are going to select the first sentence of the paragraph and drag it to the end of the same paragraph. Okay, so a few ways to do this. Drag it. I could cut and paste. I currently live in Tampa. So let's have a look. And making sure that's working. Cool, we're in business. Back to Word. Currently live in Tampa. We're going to select all of that. It says drag it, and looks like we can drop it to the end right there. Alright, not quite how I've done it in the past. I would just do Control X, and I'll put it Control V right back at the very front right here. Press space to make that go away. So select all of this, and to drag it, just select it using this cursor here. Click and drag all at once as you move to the right. Here's the end of the paragraph. Place it right there. That's it, 5 points. Next one's for 11, but it's a lot of typing, which is great. Beginning of the paragraph, I could be available. Press enter to insert a new blank paragraph. I could be available. So right here, enter. So right before sincerely, we're going to sandwich in some text. Press the up arrow to position the insertion point in a new blank paragraph, and we're going to insert a table. Alright, so this is a really handy way to organize information and text in Word. So let's jump into it. Alright, tables. It's important to read the instructions clearly because I was about to have you insert a table in the wrong space. So press backspace to put that in the right spot. It says at the beginning of the paragraph, folks, so go ahead and click right here. As the instructions want us to say, have it at the beginning of the paragraph, I could be available. And then we press enter right here. And then press the up arrow to go into this blank space right there. Go to the insert tab, and we're going to go to the tables group. It's the only button here, y'all. The table button. And we're going to make sure that it is 1, 2, 3 down and 1 over. It'll be a 2 by 3 table, so 2 columns, 3 rows. Go ahead and click it. And we're going to start, as it's blue, inserting this data. Education, experience, required certifications. Alright. Education, experience, tab, required certifications. And this is a curious way I'm doing it, but I have this only up on one screen. Quick pause, I'm going to get it up on 2. So let's type in the data, team. Here we go. So inserting into the table, we are in business, great. So here we will put in Bachelor of Science, comma, Business Management. I have that degree. Press tab. 2 years computer support experience at a major university. Tab. Capital MCSA space BI space reporting, comma, MCSA Microsoft Dynamics 365. Alright, so looking good, though I know we can do better. Let's go ahead and mark that we have completed step number 8, though. We're doing great. That's a big one. Completed. We're going to auto fit the content, so apply a grid light table style. First row, first style. Alright, auto fit. So here we are there. You know, we can close the thesaurus to clear up some screen real estate and zoom in a bit so y'all can see better. We'll select the table. And in between these two columns, not this cursor, but this one, double click. Aha, not like Excel. We are going to want to auto fit it. So if you're a native to Excel or other Microsoft programs, you'll understand why I would auto fit by doing that. Again, let's do it by the book. Let's venture out to our layout tab, hey? So as we're in here with the table selected, I've already made it out to layout, but here you are, layout tab. What you'll do in the cell size group is click auto fit. We want to auto fit the contents, and notice how much better that looks and more organized, and it frees up a lot more space in this letter so that William Franklin can put their best foot forward for this job. It looks like they're available to work in 2 weeks. So we better hop to it. Let's change the cell style. So to the left, table design tab. let's click the More button under the Table Styles group, and, well, Table Grid Light is the plainest of the plain tables. We'll select that one in the northwest corner as we are tuning in from Bellevue, Washington. Excellent. So we've completed that. Let's check the instructions. Alright, still a few more things to do. Center it between left and right margins. Let's wander back home, and what we'll do on the Home tab is in the paragraph group, you could do Control E, click Control E, or just select this to center everything right there. Actually, bear with me a moment. I'm going to deselect the table, because what that did is it centered it on this. Let's click, let's stay right there. And bear with me a moment as I try out a few things to get this, there we are, centered. There you go. That's the one that we wanted. That's what I thought I had selected from the get-go. Go ahead, select that, and you can have it to the left, the right, or center as we'd like. And then what you want to do is click just below it here, and still on the Home tab in the paragraph group, select the paragraph settings button here, and down under spacing we again are going to change that to 0 in the after area right here, and then click OK. So we've got a little we've moved the document, the text up a little bit more, and we can get those 11 points and all of page 1. Congratulations, completed. We'll mosey on down to the end. We've got 15 steps. We are just about there. So in the resume on page 2, we'll insert a new second row in the table. Alright, on page 2. Aha, we've got ourselves another table. So William from Tampa went to Florida International University. Those are the dates. What are we looking out for, y'all? Looks like insert a new second row in the table and add the following text. Alright. So up at the top, let's go ahead and click in row 2, right click, and we will insert, let's see here, rows above, because we're in cell 2 right now. There we are. Alright, so now we've got that new, we've got the new row. It's empty, but we've got some things that we need to enter into it. So left column's going to say objective. Type it in. Is it all caps? Let's make sure. It is. Check it out. What I did is I noticed with a resume you want to keep the same formatting. So let's go ahead and change that to objective. Over here, what I'll do is I'll copy and paste. Though I might get marked down. Let's have a look. You're welcome to either type it in yourself or copy paste, though it will be blue, and there are some items missing. So bear with me a second as I get that out of there. And once again, I try to think of cool, creative ways, and we are going to, you heard it, do it by the book. Let's see how quickly I can type it, alright? So our objective, or William Franklin's objective, is to, oh, it's in blue again. I'm going to Control Z, Control Y, because I do want that in all caps. And over here, where my cursor is, right there, we'll go ahead and type in to obtain a business programmer analyst position that will use my technical and communications skills and computer support experience. I do see a period, so I'll go ahead and type that in. We don't need it in bold, so let's just select it all and Control B, because honestly it looks better regardless of what the grader says. We've got that typed in. Great. Add 12-point spacing after to the text and apply bold to objective. It should automatically be that. 12-point spacing after. Where are we? Right here. Objective is bold. Spacing, let's see if it's in here. After 0, it wants it to be 12 this time around. We're normally changing it to 0. Let's scoot that out of the way. actually have to hit X there first. Go back to here, 12 point after. There you go, the text we just typed, I thought so. Okay, so Home tab paragraph group, the paragraph settings button. Change after, I'll click up 6 twice to 12. Go ahead, press OK, and notice it gave us some space right here. Well, let's see what we're going to do with it. All right, so bear with me just a moment. Now you'll see what happened with that blank space as we go in here. And what you want to look for is this right up here, this button, to select the entire resume. If you are not on it, or if you're over here, see, it wasn't working for me before. You can actually select all of it, select the entire resume, top to bottom. Then what you want to do is go to, we want to auto fit it, so we did that earlier. So go to the layout tab up at the top, and in the cell size group, click auto fit, and we'll auto fit the contents, and check it out. There's a lot more room to include our certifications, our experience, what we did in our education, and fill out this space. There's a lot we can do with this resume, and a lot more that I hope that we get to learn in this class for good resume design. Stay tuned for that, as this is a business technology course. All right, so next order of business. So we've done that, so hey, I should have marked this as complete and taken those 13 points. Step 11, we auto fit. We have not removed the borders, so actually for 5 points we still have a lot of work to do. So let's go back into here. So let's work without a border for a little while, all right? But I'll also show you a really handy thing as well. And so let's go back up to the top right here, and let's have a look. Or is it our resume? I think it is our resume that we're going to work with. So let's select the whole thing and go to the Home tab. Then we'll select in the paragraph group this border button, that little drop down, and go to no border. And look how difficult it is to, for some anyways, to organize this information. So one cool thing that we can do is to not have the border, which, you know, maybe you do, maybe you don't want it on your actual resume or CV, curriculum vitae. Click right here, and down at the bottom you can view the grid lines. So you've got an idea where the borders are anyways, and you can work in a borderless Microsoft Word world, which I think is pretty cool. So bear with me, we're going down a path in Word that maybe we haven't been down before. So with this still selected, we're going to go into borders and shading. So Home tab, paragraph group, border button, drop down right here, and go to the borders and shading button there. Click it. Let's make a custom one. So I clicked on custom right here, and at the top, let's see if I can get this. It's pretty tough. Alright, I clicked right up here, and that line appeared, the horizontal line appeared, and we're going to make the width of it over here to 1.5. Alright, bear with me. And feel free to pause, feel free to rewind. Use your resources also. Now what you got to do is click it again right here up at the top, and it'll apply that thicker border again right in this area, and from there you can go ahead and click OK, and notice it applied that border right to the top of our document right here. Cool. Well, what do we do with all this extra space like I mentioned earlier? Alright, well let's merge and center for now. So go ahead and select this area and that area, so both show up on the right and the left at the top. And what we'll do is go to the layout tab up at the top, then let's see, in the merge group, click on merge cells, and that will remove that. I'll bet you the next thing we'll do, go home and center it, and then do some work from there. But let's check the directions, alright? Because we've completed step 11 and we've got an 18 pointer coming up, so let's mark that. And in the first row we've selected both and we merged it. We centered the 5 lines and we did not apply bold, though I rest assured you will see me apply bold in 3, 2, and Control B. Check. Next order of business, we select William Franklin, font size 20, add 24 point spacing before, font size 20 to William Franklin. So select that right there. Here you can edit font size to 20, and then line spacing, go ahead and in the Home tab, paragraph group, paragraph settings button, spacing is, say, after 24. That's right, I've got to go here, 24 spacing before. Okay, so name selected, there's the button, spacing before. That's what that looks like. Not sure that's what I want it to look like though. And then what it wants us to do in the email address at the bottom, 24 point spacing after. Email address at the bottom. Select it. Oh, pardon me. Select the email address. And what we'll do is the paragraph settings button. And it was 20. Goodness me, pardon as I go back and forth between these documents. That would be 24 spacing after for that. Alright, paragraph after 1, 2, 3, 4 for 24. Now we've got extra space around our name, and we have more flexibility to make a good first impression up here with William Franklin, who we are helping out. So that is 18 points for step number 12. Excellent. We'll apply bullets to the 6 lines that comprise the job duties. So the cell to the right of relevant experience, and we're still there. Relevant experience is, as we scroll down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 duties, and it looks like what we'll do is apply bullets, and then same for the computer technician. It's looking like we're just about done here. Excellent. And let's see. So below January 18, 6 lines. Below January 18. Oh, I see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Select all of these 6 right here. And we'll just go with this bullet right here because it didn't specify as I go back. Yeah, it just says apply bullets. So a bulleted list typically is just your filled in dots like that, right? Same for the duties as a computer technician. As I go back here, computer technician, they install all these things, they perform the duties, and they update all those things. That's great. Let's highlight it though. Bullets are really strong for communicating online. So same deal, Home tab, paragraph group, apply those bullets right there. And we'll go back to the instructions. Just those 2 looks like. So let's highlight that we're done with step 13. We click the File tab and we click Show All Properties. Let's tag cover letter, resume, and then the subject will include our course number. We'll upload this and we'll see what score we get, and I'll let you know how we can make improvements on this file. So Show All Property, cover letter, resume, and subject. Alright, back to here. We'll go to the File tab, click on Info right here. The tags are, forgotten, cover letter, resume, comma, resume, and then under subject, you need to click Show All Properties to make sure you can see everything and reveal subject. This would be for any number of classes. Could be BTS 161, 163, or any future business tech class. We've entered that. We'll go ahead and click Save. That is the last step, so we'll mark it as complete. Subject, our name was indicated as author. Saved, and we will be submitting it for grading. That's not worth anything. Let's see if we can get above a 90%. So we'll go ahead, we'll go back to MyLab IT. We started by downloading the materials, right? We worked on them on our computer. Now we're going to upload the file that we've been working on all this time to MyLab IT and get graded, right? So we'll choose the file. We'll go to my downloads, 2G letter and resume. Here it is. And here's the file at the top. We'll upload, wait for it to say success in the green as such. We'll submit it for grading. It's past due. If it says it's past due, please tell your professor and I can override the grade and make sure to accept it. but you will be able to then go in and be able to see your grade. So this will refresh. What you do is it'll either say pending, it may say your score right here, but what you want to do is click these three buttons, click on View Submissions. Wait a quick moment because this is my Lab IT and it does take its time, but it will say 0. That's alright. Click here, or here, or here, or it may say your score. If it's late, it'll say that. Click in this area. Alright? And it'll tell you your score, and all you have to do is read this, let your professor know that you've submitted it, and I will override it after the fact, alright? And I totally understand, and I'm flexible. You just have to let me know when you finish a grader project or a batch of them. Same for the quizzes. It'll say it's late, but I have to go in behind the scenes once a week and do this, alright? So just communicate it to me, and I'll make sure that you get the grade. Here on my Lab IT, it looks like we got this drop down here. Let's see what mistake I made. Maybe you can rewind and see where I made it. I did not set in the paragraph beginning this. It was not set to that. Alright, I don't know about that. I'll collapse that. Another reminder to download the live comments report right there, and it'll leave comments on your actual Word file you worked on and show you where you made the mistakes so you have a visual idea of how to make improvements. Major mistake here, maybe a spelling error. Let's click right here. And the row count wasn't set to 3. Interesting. I lost 2 points right there. So as we scroll down, I lost a handful on step number 10. Maybe you can find it. Looks like I didn't set in the paragraph in the table cell to obtain a business programmer analyst position. That'll use my technical ... spacing. I forgot to set that spacing after to 12. Maybe I set it before, perhaps. I'll scroll down, and it looks like I was able to get the rest of those points. It was above a 90, so that's worth full credit. But you do get 3 submissions, so you can go back, make those changes on your Word document, save it again, and then re-upload it for a total of 3 times. I'll take the highest score. You'll learn more from your mistakes, as we know. Besides that, though, I'm going to go work on another grader video. I can't wait for you to see it. So thanks for your hard work. Thanks for learning a new, all sorts of new things in Word. If you have any questions, reach out to me on email, LinkedIn, all across the board, here on YouTube. If you need anything, if you're my student, I'm there for you. And I can't wait to see you next time. Take care from me and my kind plant here. See you soon. Ciao.